This is Norman Alderman, and we're at Tater TV here. I'm speaking with Lester Good, and what is your name?
Darla Pilot.
Darla Pilot. And you all have got a story to tell. Who wants to be the first? Okay, Darla, you want?
Well, we were coming down the road to a friend of ours' house to see about cutting wood the next day. And I'm not from here, so I overshot the driveway, and I got up on a forestry road not far.
Okay, wait, let's get this in perspective. We're on the Stillwell Road here. You're talking about somewhere down beyond Kramer's Lumber Company, where the Forest Service Road is, and that road goes to the left, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty much shielded from the sun, so it's a lot of ice there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And, you know, we still had snow on, and it was still real icy, and I got on that road, and there wasn't no clear place for me to turn around, and I got scared because it was sliding, and I'm not used to driving on the snow and ice, so I let Lester drive.
Now, you were driving your car, right?
Yes.
Okay. About what time did this occur?
About 7:30 in the evening.
And what month or when was this?
January 21st.
January 21st. Okay. So this is under the new sheriff and the new prosecutor.
Yes.
Okay. But okay, go ahead.
So we switched drivers, and Lester said, "There's a gate up here. There's a wide spot. We can turn around, you know, safe." So he got in the driver's seat and went up. And when we rounded the last curve, all of a sudden the blue lights come on and the spotlight. Well, not wanting to look like we was running from them, you know, trying to run away from something, because we just missed the turn.
But you were in there in that's a rather isolated spot there.
Yeah.
Is there any traffic that goes by there much?
No.
Wonder why there was. Okay, go ahead.
Well, when we seen the blue lights, we pulled on up. You know.
You were surprised to see police down that far.
You know, what are they doing back here? Is there, you know, somebody had an accident or you know something? So we pulled on up, and we were met by Officer Totten way out in front of his truck.
Running.
You know, telling us, you know, stop right there. And so we stopped and rolled the window down.
So he was running way ahead of where the cruiser was.
Yes.
The lights.
Yep. And when I rolled the window down, you know, I could hear the girls giggling, you know, and I didn't think much of it, you know. We didn't know what was going on. And he asked, you know, Lester for his license, and Lester told him, he said, you know, I don't have any driver's license. He said, I was just turning the car around for her because, you know, it's icy. And, well, I'm going to go check, he says, you know. And Lester said, fine, you know, I don't have anything on my record. He said, go ahead. Asked me if the vehicle belonged to me, and I told him, yeah, and, you know, I had the registration and everything. We went back to his cruiser and told us to turn around. So while he went back to his cruiser, Lester pulled the car around and headed it back out, you know, the same way we came in. Then he come up, you know, and said, you know, Lester don't have no license and all that, and asked me if I had mine. And I gave him my license and my registration to my car. And he says, well, I'm going to go check this out. He was very rude. You know, I've never had an officer that was as rude as he was. Handed him that. Well, shortly after that, another person, male, came over and said, you know, we're sitting up here because there's been a lot of drug deals going on back in here.
So that supposedly they were they were watching for drug deals going down.
Okay. Is what they said. And asked if we minded if he searched the car. Well, we didn't have anything to hide. I said, sure, you know. And he proceeds to search Lester, put his hands in his pockets, pulling all of his stuff out of his pockets, you know. I figured searching would be a pat down when you don't, you know, you don't have any reason. He come around the car and searched my coat pockets, and then he put his palm of his hand on my right butt cheek, and then came around to my front pocket with his palm of his hand, and I jumped back.
So it wasn't patting you?
No, it was not a pat down. He rubbed and rubbed.
Were you wearing clothes about like you're wearing now?
Yes, I was.
Would you mind standing up a minute? I just wanted to see here. Now show us how he did that.
He put his hand right here.
Okay.
and then he went like this right here.
Okay.
And that's when I jumped back.
Oh, all right. So apparently
I mean, it
something said that
startled
was...
me. I've never,
Right.
And now, even like now, I don't even want to drive through town when it gets dark. I don't even want to go to the store,
Right.
And, anyway.
Because you're afraid he might stop you again.
Yeah, and if they stop me, and I'm by myself, then what? It worries me. And then to think, there's a lot of young girls that I've met in town. If he stops one of them, Lester's got daughters. If he stops one of them, and the thing was, this man never introduced himself. He was wearing a green shirt and camouflage pants.
Now this is the person who was actually patting you down.
Yes.
You didn't see any indication he was a police officer at all?
No, other than he was with an officer, and he came to the car
But
and
he never
asked
told
for
you his
search.
name or anything?
No, sir.
So have you done something to try to figure out who this guy was?
Yes, the very next day we went down to the magistrate's office and tried to talk to her, and she said that we needed to see the prosecutor. So we went up and spoke with the prosecutor and told her, what was going on and what had happened, and she assured me that she would get back to me within the next week and let me know, because I told her I would like to press charges on this.
Now which magistrate was this?
Kathy Beveridge.
Kathy Beveridge, okay.
And, she told us she couldn't discuss it with us in case anything came about it,
Right.
that we needed to speak with the prosecutor.
So you went to the prosecutor, and was that Donna?
Yes.
Okay.
We spoke with her, told her everything that happened, and she assured me she would get his name for me, because I told her I did want to press charges. I've never experienced anything like this.
Right.